In today's video, we'll be going over an awesome Japanese RPG that has just been confirmed for a PlayStation 4 release later this year. I'm very excited for it, and I'll be telling you guys why you should be excited as well. We are closing in on the release of the Resident Evil 2 Remake, and maybe you've heard the fact that the game is going to be around 10 to 15 hours and you don't want to drop your full $59.99. Well, if you have a local Redbox, you'll be able to rent the game on launch day, beat it, and then save a bunch of money. Also, Mortal Kombat 11 had a big reveal event. We also got the announcement of a collector's edition that I want to go over. Pretty crazy collector's edition here. Also have some PlayStation VR news for you guys with a free kit of demos available on the PlayStation Store, specifically 9 free demos for the PlayStation VR, and a lot of great games. So if you have the PSVR, you want to check out some more games, checking out all of these demos is a pretty good option. And I'll be rounding out the video by taking a look at some tremendous PlayStation 4 game deals available right now, including a new low price on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so that is very exciting. More on that at the end of this video. First up, we have the confirmation that The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 will be coming to the PlayStation 4 later in 2019, specifically sometime in the fall. Now, The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 haven't even hit the PS4 yet, but they are coming very soon. Trails of Cold Steel 1 hits this month, and then 2 comes out later this year, and then 3 will be coming out later this year. This is such a great JRPG franchise. The only issue with it is, yes, it is broken into 4 different games. The first 2 games kind of encompass part 1, and then games 3 and 4 kind of encompass the second part of this story, but the overarching narrative is still in place across all 4 games. They are very good games, and each game will take you around 60 to 70 hours, and if you want to do absolutely everything, you are heightening that game time even more. What's really strong about these games is the character development, storytelling, world building. That is very strong, and you actually get attached to every character, and they feel like they have their own story. Now, if you are a newcomer to Japanese RPGs, I probably wouldn't recommend this franchise being your first one. It's got a lot of your typical JRPG tropes that may turn you off, but if you can get past that, there is an absolutely awesome story to get invested into here, and again, lengthy experiences across all 4 games. And this is the first time Trails of Cold Steel 3 is coming stateside. Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 have already been released on a variety of different platforms, coming to the PS4 this year, and great to see Trails of Cold Steel 3 also make its debut on the PS4 in fall of 2019. Moving on from that, again, as I mentioned at the top, it's been confirmed that the Resident Evil 2 Remake will clock in at about 10 to 15 hours, and maybe hearing that makes you weary of spending your $59.99. However, Redbox is gonna have the Resident Evil 2 Remake on launch day, and it's gonna set you back $3 a day to rent it. And to be honest, if you really sit down, you can probably beat the game in just a day, maybe 2 days if you take your time. And what's great is that the RE2 Remake is being released on a Friday, so your work week will be done, and then you can play through the game over the weekend, and then you can have it back at Redbox by Sunday, save yourself a lot of money, and get the entire Resident Evil 2 Remake experience. Now, I'm personally very excited for this game. I think it's going to be well worth the $59.99, but at the same time, there are so many games coming out that I could understand any gamer wanting to save some money and just going to Redbox, renting the game, playing through it, and then returning it, because this is one that does look to be a shorter experience. Still looks to be a great game based off that one-shot demo, but check out your local Redbox if you want to play the Resident Evil 2 Remake on launch day and save yourself a little bit of money by just renting the game. Moving on from that, we have the confirmation about the Mortal Kombat 11 Collector's Edition. There was a big reveal event held today. There was a new gameplay trailer, but what was most interesting to me is this new collector's edition. We don't have a price point for it yet, but I imagine it's going to be in that $150 realm, because this is the version of the game that comes with a lot of goodies. It comes with a special box, a 1-to-1 scale of a scorpion mask, and also you get an emblem of the famous Mortal Kombat dragon. Now, obviously, the majority of this price is coming from that mask. It's 1-to-1 in scale, so for you hardcore MK fans, I think this is going to be something to check out. However, probably going to be around at least $130, more likely than not $150. That's usually what these bigger collector's editions go for, but I'll keep you posted on that. And by the way, regardless of what edition you do pre-order, if you pre-order the game, you will get the bonus Shao Kahn DLC. So that's reason to pre-order the game, as MK11 sees its official release on April 23rd. Moving on from that, I've been talking very highly about PlayStation VR in recent months. There is just incredible depth into the PSVR offerings right now across a wide variety of different genres, and the games are actually very good. You've got multiplayer experiences like Firewall Zero Hour, you've got great single player games. However, if you don't want to drop any money and you just want to sample the PSVR library, of course you'll need that headset, but there is a 9 free demo package over at the PlayStation Store, including Astrobot Rescue Mission, Super Hot VR, Headmaster Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Job Simulator, Moss, The Persistence, Thumper, and Battlezone. So demos for all of those games, and those are some really great PSVR titles. Astrobot Rescue Mission is widely considered by many to be the best game on PSVR. That's a fantastic platformer. I think those statements about it being the Super Mario 64 of this generation were a bit hyperbolic, but this game is fantastic. Superhot is obviously tremendous, and seeing that game in VR is great. Resident Evil 7 was a game that made a pretty smooth transition over to VR, and playing that game in virtual reality gave it really another life to it. Job Simulator is great. Moss is another fantastic game. The Persistence is really cool. Battlezone is a lot of fun. There are just a lot of great PlayStation VR titles right now, and with this 9 free game demo package, you get to sample a lot of the great offerings that PlayStation VR has, but it goes far beyond these 9 games. You also have the aforementioned Firewall Zero Hour, you have games like Riggs Mechanized Combat League. Tetris Effect is a game that's fantastic in PlayStation VR, so again, if you've been on the fence with PSVR, I think the library depth is there, and if you have PSVR, maybe you want to check out some more games, and maybe you're not sure what to pick up, well, this 9 free demo package on the PlayStation Store may give you an inclination of what route to go. And lastly, I have to go over some awesome PlayStation 4 game deals that are available right now. These deals are fantastic, and it all starts at GameStop with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is a game that has already gotten pretty cheap at $29.99. For that price, it's easy to recommend this game at, but they have it even cheaper at $24.99. That is insane for AC Odyssey. Really incredible how quickly this game is dropping in price. It seems to have done pretty well from a critical and commercial standpoint. It just seems like Ubisoft MO these days is to release a game, try to sell as many copies at $59.99, and when that tapers off, just drop the game's price as quickly as possible and sell even more copies, because that's what we're seeing with a lot of their games. However, the case here is $25 for Assassin's Creed Odyssey is tremendous. This is a great open world game that has a ton of content. If you really want to do everything, you are talking 50, 60, maybe even 70 hours of gameplay, and this is a game that Ubisoft has kept updated, added more content, and it is a massive game. Also, the Season Pass adds even more content, and with that, you get the Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster in a few months, so a lot to get into here. And even if you don't get the Season Pass, you just stick to the base game. The base game is easily worth $25. Definitely check this out, especially if you were a fan of Assassin's Creed Origins. Odyssey is a significant improvement upon that. Also, GameStop has got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege down to $14.99. That is a great deal on one of the best multiplayer experiences of this generation. Really a multiplayer experience that blew up this generation and has sustained all these years later. This was released all the way back in late 2015, and Ubisoft has stayed committed to it, and in turn, gamers have stayed very invested into it as well. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of good things about Rainbow Six Siege, and if you've yet to check it out, at $14.99, it is a great pickup.
Offensive and use it to knock defenders out of cover. Operators who get air jabbed are unable to shoot while they recover, so it's very effective for making a dug-in Mira take a seat.
And lastly, Target has also got the recently released Darksiders 3 $20 off from its initial $59.99 price point to $39.99. Darksiders 3 was a game that to me was a little bit disappointing. I was a longtime fan of the Darksiders franchise, and I was expecting a bit more with Darksiders 3. In my opinion, it is the weakest of the 3 games, but still, there is fun to be had here, and if you're a fan of Darksiders, if you want to see where the story goes, I would say check out Darksiders 3 at a full $60. I could see why you would be weary. At $20 cheaper, $40 is a much more palatable price point, but do be warned, I do foresee this game getting a lot cheaper rather quickly. I could see this game being $19.99 by, say, the summertime, maybe even earlier than that. But that is going to conclude this video. Again, a great announcement with The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 coming to the PS4 in 2019. That'll be coming sometime in the fall. If you don't want to pay a full $60 for the Resident Evil 2 remake, head on over to your local Redbox on launch day, $3 a day to rent it. Mortal Kombat 11 is getting a collector's edition. That drops on April 23rd. The PlayStation VR has a 9 free demo package on the PlayStation Store. And again, those great deals. AC Odyssey for $25, Rainbow Six Siege for $15, and then Darksiders 3 for $40. Some great deals there. Links to all of those in the description box below. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.